Hey, what's up? It's your girl Elizabeth Smiles. It's Tuesday, time for a new video. This topic really spoke to me. I've been thinking about it, all week, all last week and the beginning of this week, It's about sex, all the sort of things that could happen, having sex. And I'm gonna sit here and tell you, don't have sex, don't have sex, don't have sex. You know what? That's not the way I was taught. Well, no, like my mom wasn't teaching me, go have sex. And skip that, never mind. I'm not going to tell you just not to have sex ever. I'm saying, have sex when you're ready. Because, you know what? I know that in some families, it's not okay to talk about sex. It's uncomfortable to talk to your parents about sex. With my mom, it was like we had books on sex, on how babies were made. Sex was a common topic for us. I could ask my mom anything and she'd give me an honest answer. I never heard her ever use a slang word for penis or vagina. That's what she called them. We laughed and giggled and shit. But that's what she called them. She was so adamant about teaching us to know what sex was. So in case we ever got curious, we weren't in the dark about it. And I know that, your parents may not be okay with it. The whole sex when you're married thing. You know what? That is something that is taught. I will not say that your parents are wrong, But at the same time, today in this sort of society, and I know I sound old when I say that, but today, that is really hard to do. There's sex everywhere, Just having, sex in general is not something that I would say, ooh, it's bad, this is not. But the types of things that people do during and around sex is just, it's bad. Like unprotected sex. Who the fuck would have unprotected sex? You know what? If you have unprotected sex, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for an STD or a baby. And you know what? Having an STD, that would be the most awkward conversation to have with someone now, don't you think? Because nowadays, if you have an STD, you legally have to tell the person that you're going to bone that you have an STD. How much of an awkward conversation is that going to be if you're going to say, yeah, you guys are making out or whatever, and you're going to be like, by the way, I have herpes. This guy's gonna kick rocks. This guy's gonna hit the brakes. Fucking gone. I fucking see him fucking speeding in Dallas. Zoom, gone. So, and this part is real. I'm real passionate about. Just babies in general. If you're gonna have unprotected sex, and you know that this guy is, I say busting, but coming inside of you, and you're okay with that, you are asking to have a child. If you're not on birth control, if you're not on anything, you have got to be the stupidest fuck. I know. No offense to anybody, I know some great, single moms, but this part is something that real tears me up because my mom is a single mom. She had 2 kids. She had me and my brother, who's 4 years older than I am. And I got taken away when I was 22 months old. She was a single parent. The scene, and even now, like, it makes me tear up because this is my mom. This is the person who gave birth to me, and I got taken away when I was 22 months old. I didn't see her until I was 12. I saw her on visits, but she didn't watch me grow up. She didn't get to come see me on my birthdays. I lived 7 hours away from her. And, the ministry was, I'm going to tell you guys a story. It's a real personal story. I remember one time my mom was talking to my social worker who was a bitch at the time, and they attacked my mom so much. And what had happened was they were having a court date. I was 6 years old. 7, 8, 9, 10. God, my brother would have been 10 or 12 years old. No, I would have been like something older. And my brother had been taken away from me from the house that we were living in together. Like, not together, but like with the family. And when they took him away, we had a court date because my mom had been 5 years sober at the time. And she said to the court, she said, I want both of my kids back. And do you know what they said to her? They said, it's either one or the other. And she said, you want me to choose between my children? They said yes. And they said, actually, you know what? You can have your son because he's harder to handle. And what the foster parents who took care of me told her was, you can have your son. we've become more attached to your daughter. They kept me for 12 years. Took my brother away and they kept me for 12 years. And when they came back from that court date, they looked at me in the eyes and they told me that my mom didn't want me, that she loved my brother more than she loved me. So can you imagine how hard it is to be a single parent and take care of a child when you're my mom's age, let alone be a 16-year-old single parent? Baby girl, it's going to be hard for you. And you know what? If your baby daddy doesn't want to step up, and be the man that he said he was going to be when you guys were going to have this kid, because you know what? There's some assholes out there who will stick around until the end of the pregnancy and be like, yo, I'm out. That's a bullshit move, because you could have made the choice to not have the child. I know that sounds wrong, but you cannot expect sympathy from me if you go around and you fuck all these different guys. Unprotected, no birth control, nothing. You cannot expect sympathy from me when you come back with an STD or with a child. I will never say that that child is a mistake, because that child has nothing to do with the mistakes that you made. You should face your consequences and take care of the responsibility that the choice that you made, having sex with no protection or no backup plan. And I'm going to say it how it is. You are ruining something's life. The fuck? Sorry, that was really loud. You are ruining something's life. And if you think that giving it up for adoption is the best thing for it, I commend you on that. But you have no idea how hard it is. I have a friend, she had a boy. His name was Aiden. He was 8 months old. No, 8 days, sorry. He was 8 days old. Sorry. I was there at the hospital when that beautiful little boy was born. She couldn't take care of him. Her mom wasn't in the living room with her. I was there. I was there holding her hand and telling her to push. I was stepping up and being there. I went to every single ultrasound, every single thing she called me for. I was there. And she took care of him for 9 months and 8 days. And she bonded with him. And she had met this family, and this family came in and said, it's time for us to take him. That broke her. I've never seen a more shocked look on someone's face than that day. She went through with it. I wouldn't say she's happier now, but I commend her on the decision she made, because she wasn't ready to have a child. She still does see him. The adoption parents are fucking dolls. Like, they do not cut her out of a relationship whatsoever. They send her pictures. They let her go to visits to her mom's house. This child recognizes her child recognizes that is his mom. And you know what? It's not going to be that easy for you, because once again, you took care of it for 9 months. And someone comes in and says that it's theirs now, that's a little harsh, right? But what this video was really about is just to kind of educate you on the fact that if you're going to have unprotected sex, or sex with anybody, or, sex too early, think of the consequences. I'm not saying the sex is bad. Fuck. If you want to have sex with a condom, and you want birth control, and you've been in a relationship with someone, and it's not someone else's boyfriend or whatever, go ahead. I give you my blessing, but just don't take advantage of the fact, because girls, we got to respect ourselves. We don't get much respect to begin with, right? So you running around and fucking all these people is not going to get you respect, and I'm real passionate about that sort of thing. So I just wanted to kind of make this video to kind of just put it out there, my feelings on the whole situation. And you know what? If you're a teenage mom and you have a baby and you're living your life to the point where you have an education and you have a job and you have a family, you know what? I commend you on that. I know a few people who have children and who are doing a great job at being mothers. I commend you on that. But for people who think that sex is a joke and that it's just something that you do for fun, think about it. Especially unprotected sex. But that's my video for today, sort of my opinion. I know you people probably don't care. But You know, I'll see you next Tuesday. You know, we gotta do this up again. I'll think of a better topic, a funnier one, hopefully. You know, because apparently I'm not that funny. But for now, you know, keep up the smiles. Deuces.